Got to talk about your boy with the weak-ass haircut.
He didn't have a weak haircut last year, huh?
Yeah, but everything about him's weak now. I don't know why. Talking about Juan Soto. Juan Soto, the New York Met. Got to talk about this guy because we speculated for the past few days, why in the world would he choose the Mets? And I said, because he's a bag chaser. It was all about the money.
It's not really about the money.
But you knew we were going to hear more and more stories as to why he made his decision, right? A lot of speculation you brought up. Like maybe he just likes the Latin vibe of the New York Mets. Maybe he likes playing with Lindor and these other guys. Maybe he likes those dudes. Maybe there was something more than met the eye. Today,
there
story.
Are more reasons. We always talk about this. It's never just pick this team, here's where you're going to play. There's so much involved. The coaches, the players, the training staff, how the team treats you, the organization itself. Like there are more layers. Now, of course, most chase the bag. That's a layer of it. But that's not, I just knew that wasn't the whole story.
Well, today, according to the New York Post and other news organizations, according to us, COVINO and Rich on Fox Sports, it has to do with the Citi Field suite. Apparently, when he was negotiating with the Steinbrenners, with the Yankees, he said, I could be he. I want a suite for my family. Or I could be he. And the Steinbrenners like, no, we're not budging on that. Cashman was like, no, we don't do that. He said, I want a suite for my family. Now, based on my research, Rich, suites are could be about $25,000 a game, $20 million in perks over the 16-year offer they gave him, which was $760 million for 16 years. Mm-hmm. So they're not cheap. A suite for his family is not cheap.
But let it be known, when you say they're expensive, you're using the marked up prices that they charge like the average Joe. Well, it doesn't cost them that much money to operate a suite. I mean, a suite's just a room with 5 chairs and some buffet tables. When you talk about what is a suite worth?
They have designated value, though. What do you mean? They're not just chairs in a room. They're chairs in a room that have a lot of value because people pay a lot of money for them to watch the game.
If someone buys them, that's if all the suites fill up, if every
and they
game...
do. It's the Yankees. It's not the Athletics. So he went to the Mets, and the Mets didn't even blink about it. And apparently that was part, I'm not going to say the reason. The reason is by Hoobastank. Mm-hmm. The reason to me is all about money still, but this is part of the story as of today. Now, I got to make this clear, though. So people are like, well, what about guys like Jeter, guys like Aaron Judge? You know, former captains and current captains of the team. Even they get a suite at discounted prices. So the Yankees, according to the story, it's not like they weren't willing to give him a suite, but they weren't going to give it to him for nothing. They were going to give it to him at a discounted rate, the same way they would do to Aaron Judge or Derek Jeter. You're going to tell me this guy's above them?
That's the
Get
wackest.
Then you know what? Good riddance.
Reason.
Good riddance, Green Day style. Take him. This guy's a diva, and he's going to be a nightmare thorn in your side when he doesn't produce. Because when you're paying someone this much and you're rolling out the red carpet and you're stroking this guy like you're Clarence Carter, you expect him to produce. When he doesn't, enjoy that.
You are such a bitter biatch.
Well, I'm telling you that's the story.
Yankee fans can't accept this. They can't accept it. It's wild. It's like the hot chick that has never been rejected, and she can't fathom, oh, my God, how can he not want to take me to the prom?
No,
How does he not want to marry me?
Part of the mourning process today is like, good, have him.
You sound ridiculous.
Deal with him when he's 41 years old limping around like a fat Pablo Sandoval.
Do you realize
what more do you want?
You
from
sound
me?
insane.
Okay.
Right.
I'm telling you,
You love
the
them?
update of the story. How am I going to update the story without giving you my opinion?
You loved him and wanted him yesterday, and now he's a fat Dominican guy that's going to be limping around when he's 40.
Yeah, I don't want anybody that wants me. If someone doesn't want me in life, do you still love them and want them the same way? You don't want me, I don't want you back.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. You hate me, I hate you back.
Let me tell you this. From the beginning, I said one of the few advantages the Mets have, because the Yankees do have the legacy of the pinstripes and all that. However, we have agreed that somehow that doesn't mean as much to the younger players as it used to. The world's smaller. It's not. It doesn't have the lore it once had in the George Steinbrenner days. And the Mets are known for what? What is the big thing the Mets are known for?
Sucking? What?
Sucking.
What? I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
Tell me. Why are you making it a guessing game? That's
Bobby
my answer.
Bonilla.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla contracts.
Yeah, Bobby Valentine's mustache.
Oh, Mo Vaughn contracts.
No, what the Mets are recently known for is how family-friendly they are. That's what brought Verlander and Scherzer. That's what got DeGrom to want to stay in the beginning. That's what's luring these people. Steve Cohen is about making sure the players' wives and kids and everyone is accommodating.
He's about kissing ass. That's all he's doing right here because he wants to prove that his bank account is deeper than the Yankees, that there's a new big head honcho in town, and that's fine.
You can't accept it.
That's what it's all about. Doesn't mean you're going to win.
You can't accept the fact.
No, and I will give you this. Citi Field way more welcoming than Yankee Stadium. There's no question about that. I will never debate that. I love Citi Field as a place. I think they did a great job with that. There's no question that it's more of a family-friendly ballpark.
Does it hurt Yankee fans' feelings that knowing that it's not totally about the bag,
It is. That they didn't offer this to anybody.
that someone would prefer, I just don't want to play for the Yankees? Is that just hard thing to understand?
You're giving someone offering $760 million to play baseball, and they're offering a discounted rate at the suites, and he can't afford it?
No,
If he wanted to play for the Yankees, he would have. It was about the money.
I disagree. I think Yankee fans who have acquired more big-name players with money than any team in Major League Baseball history, now all of a sudden they're like, oh, chasing the money. You guys did that and still have been doing that for the last 60 years.
Well, that's
from Reggie Jackson till now, the Yankees have been buying stars. So now the guy doesn't want to go to you, and all of a sudden now the Mets are
We debated this yesterday prior to Mike Tyson stopping by. I'm giving you the update today. The update today is, now it's about the suites, the family suites, and accommodating his family. I also heard rumblings, a side story, because, again, you don't know what to believe yet. This is a story from the New York Post, but I heard other rumblings about security during the postseason, giving his family a hard time. And he didn't appreciate that.
How would you like it if
you
someone
can't hold
bothered?
that against? Yeah, but you can't hold that against the organization because some jabroni was unclear on who his family was. That's just a mistake that they would have to correct in the future. Would you let that determine where you're going to play? I don't know, but that's another side story.
I think you're just upset that this is the Yankees' worst nightmare.
No,
a star player.
Now I'm starting to accept it.
A star
and I'm
player.
Starting to care less.
A top 3 player in the league their prime is not choosing you.
It's showing me where his priorities are, and I know you could spin it and say, his priorities are his family. No, this guy's a diva with crazy demands. The Yankees already offered him $760 million. That wasn't enough? So beat it. Like, the more and more I'm starting to hear about the real character of this man. You know, the guy who was BFF with Aaron Judge and then totally slapped him in the face by choosing the Mets. The more and more I'm seeing the character and stories develop, the more I'm like, I don't want this guy on my team anyway.
Your question is character now?
Yeah, that's a big part of building a team and chemistry. He seems like a very selfish player, like an all-about-him player. He's not a team player.
Has that been a reputation
in fact, we're going to
Juan Soto?
We're going to talk about selfish players when we talk about Mark Gastineau, and that's what I'm getting out of Juan Soto. Baseball's a team sport, so we'll see how much he brings that team together when he gets all this specialty treatment and the other teammates don't.
So I saw Rich Eisen sharing the same sentiment, who I love watching his clips on social media. If the Yankees had acquired Soto, what would the conversation, Danny G, be? Over the
it
last
would be
day or
that
so?
makes sense. He made the World Series with them. They treated him well. Yeah, but let's run it back. How does that not make sense?
It was a 1-year trade rental, and they assumed he would have stayed because it's the Yankees.
Rich Eisen probably hates the Yankees. I don't care what he says about the Yankees. I'm telling you what I feel.
Well, I'm telling you that he shares the same sentiment as me and a lot of people, which is if Juan Soto had stayed with the Yankees, the narrative that you and all Yankees fans would have had was, well, it's the right move, staying with the pinstripes, Yankees.
Dude, he chose.
He goes somewhere else. He's a traitor. You just question his character.
How do I not?
He's bag chasing. He's this. He's that. What about every other guy that's on the big contract with the Yankees?
Yeah, you mean like Aaron Judge, who said, "Yeah, thanks for the money. I'll pay for my suite at a discounted price. He's better than Aaron Judge? No, he's not.
Plus, would he be fat and old at the end of his contract if he were on the Yankees?
Yeah, because I wouldn't have wanted him for 16 years.
I mean, that's what they weren't they offering?
Yeah, that's what they were offering him.
But
It's crazy. This became a bidding war. It's not even about how good he is. He's great. He's not that good, dude. Let's be real about that. He's a young guy now. How's he going to develop? We don't know. I know he's entering his prime, but is he going to stay healthy?
Who cares?
Who do you mean, who cares? You should
if
care. He's on your team.
All right, Ohtani's $700 million contract, in my mind, has already paid off because they won a World Series. That's why you got Ohtani. They won a World Series. That's invaluable.
Well, let's not lose focus at the story. The story today is family. The spin is going to be it's a PR spin, to be honest. There's the truth, and then there's the spin. The spin is going to be Soto's a guy that always puts family first, and he wanted to make sure his family got a free suite at Citi Field. No, he wanted more money from the Mets. Period. That's it. He wants you to kiss his feet.
You don't know any of this.
Yes,
you are
dude,
speculating.
He wanted to be a star on the Mets as opposed to just another star on the Yankees. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's the truth. He wants to be his own man. That's fine. He didn't want to play in Judge's shadow. You know why Judge's shadow? Because Judge is bigger and better. That's why. And I'm happy with that, and I'm starting to accept it, to be honest. But the update today is they wanted to give him a free suite at Citi Field and not at Yankee Stadium. They wouldn't budge.
To quote a Christmas story, one of your favorites. Cry, baby, cry. You sound like such a baby. You really do. And it's not just you. So I'll point the finger in the face of all Yankees fans that, hey, listen, you win some, you lose some. When the Mets lost to DeGrom and he went to the Texas Rangers, I was bummed out. When your team loses a guy, yeah, it's frustrating. It's like, oh, man, look, he went somewhere else.
Why would
you just can't accept it.
What is it about accepting? Why am I supposed to be happy for your Mets, you bozo? What reaction do you want? I'm telling you the update about the suite. Am I supposed to be like, and when you think about it, I understand. He should get accommodations greater than Derek Jeter and Aaron Judge. You think that would be appropriate feedback? On what planet?
I expect you not to love this, but I expect you to not be a jaded buffoon.
Okay. And by the way, you quoted Scut Farkus. Do you guys know that Scut Farkus's little sidekick in A Christmas Story was none other than a young Brian Johnson from AC/DC with that little goopalene on?
That's not true.
It is true. I saw it in a meme, so it has to be true.
That's not true.
Yes, it's the lead singer of AC/DC.
Dan Byer gave a smile. Dan, you've heard this rumor?
You've seen the meme.
Yes.
Yes.
Dan, I mean,
Cry, baby,
again,
cry.
voice of reason, Dan Byer with his Seahawks sweatshirt on today.
I know how it sounds, Rich. What do you want my reaction to be? You know what? I get it, man. He chose the team that he believes in most, the Mets. Get out of here. What do you want me to say?
I want you to just not be so foolish. Poop. I want you to not be so full of it and being like, he's chasing, he has no character, he's chasing money. Maybe.
That's exactly what it is. I seen it with Robbie Cano, and I wish the same thing for Juan Soto moving forward.
Yeah, right. Going to Seattle.
Chasing the bag never wins.
Get at it.
Chasing the bag never wins. Trust me on that. And that's exactly what happened. Never going to work. Never. Because it's all about him. And all these guys that are excited about playing with him, they're going to be real excited when he's taking private jets. He has his own luxury suites. He's doing his own thing. The Mets do everything together. He seems to me to be above the Mets. That's what made the team magical last year. They did everything together.
You're not talking about the same guy that you were sweating for the last 6 months, right? Seems like a different guy.
I mean, I didn't have a full calendar year with him. The more I get to know him, the more he's exposing himself as a diva who expects the red carpet rolled out for him. We'll see what happens.
How often in your life are you given the opportunity to call the shots? Maybe once in your life?
Hey, dude,
twice?
You know why this show is great? Team player, man. You know why other shows stink? They think they're above the room. It's just how it goes.
What's up, DB?
If you wanted, that's my fault. Sorry, Mary Mac. That's my bad. If you wanted me to be the voice of reason, I think Covino's got a lot of
anger.
A lot of animosity. and good points on his side, but the problem is history's not on your side.
Right.
Like nobody looks at the Yankees as the
what was them?
Yeah. Like I get it, the chemistry stuff, the whole I understand the number, the 765, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it's just really difficult to hear it come from a Yankees fan.
You know what it is? The Yankee fans will get no sympathy the same way. Imagine you're walking through Vegas, right? You get done eating dinner, and you pass like the hot club, and you see a hot girl outside getting all mad that she wasn't allowed in, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
You have to wait in line like everyone.
I'll give you a better analogy.
I should be VIP. I don't wait in lines.
Juan
I'm
Soto-
so sorry, sweetheart. That is you.
Juan Soto had the perfect woman, right?
Who?
And she was tickling every part of his crevices and doing everything right. Juan Soto was in a perfect relationship
Seems
with a
stale.
perfect woman.
Seems stale
but
to me.
she was a little older. Juan Soto found the same exact woman a few years younger, and that's what he chose. It's a character flaw. He had a beautiful
lives
thing
in
going
the
on.
same cul-de-sac in the gated community.
Yeah, but she's just a little younger. She's just a little younger. And what's that say
Couple
about that guy?
acres away.
What's that say about that guy? He threw away his family in a perfect situation for, another good woman, just a little younger.
What about
It's a character. It's a character flaw.
I know we have to break, but what about instead of a character flaw? What about the sentiment that Juan Soto says, "I want to leave my mark. He won a World Series for the Nationals."
Dude, if you want to leave your mark, put your name besides the greats, not besides Benny Agbayani.
How dare you? First of all, make fun of the first ever Samoan American superstar Benny Agbayani. No, but you could.
That's got to be racist.
Look at the 80s, right? You're the first one to make fun of it. The Mets, we still sweat Keith Hernandez's mustache and Ron Darling and Darryl Strawberry.
I'm not a Mets hater,
If
but
Juan
guess what?
Soto,
When you start throwing your money around the way you guys are, you become a target and people start to hate you. I actually like the Mets, but now they want to be that team. They want to be that team that people hate. Juan Soto made a hateable decision. He made a Hollywood Hogan decision. I'm giving you the reaction that's necessary.
you liked the Mets when they weren't a threat to you.
They were never a threat to me. I don't think they're going to be a threat to the National League, let alone me.
All right, fair enough. Crybaby and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio.